so they can hear you on the Zoom.
All right.
And then we'll go Chris for the first question.
Good morning, Jeremiah. When you visited here, you went to, I think, 2 practices, if I recall correctly. What stood out to you about how they practiced, how the team was in that setting? And obviously, as a guy who's been in a college game, what, was it that you were impressed by what they did?
What I was impressed by the most was just the work ethic of the team. Like, when it came to practice, it was never like a dull moment. It was never a moment in practice where it was just like, okay, we're just gonna sit around and chill. Like, the part I liked was, like, Coach Atkins said something at the second practice I was in. He said that every day out here is a performance. Like, this isn't given to you. So, like, if you're not performing, I will put you on the scout team, regardless of who you are. And that's what stood out to me. It was just like that, willing to accept that challenge in order to be successful.
All right, next question will be Irish O'Fell from Warchan.
Hey, Jeremiah, welcome. What did you know about Florida State when you started the process, and how quickly did you know anybody here before you started the process?
It's actually funny. So Coach Atkins, I knew Coach Atkins when he was at Tulane. I was coming out of Anderson, and that was when I only played the position for like literally 5 months. I played the position my senior year in high school, and that was it. So it was like taking a chance on somebody, but it didn't work out. Tulane's a private school. Wasn't really that good when it came to the grades. When it came to private school, I said, I'm just gonna go to UTEP. Next question.
We'll go back to Ira.
So, how much research then did you have to do about Florida State as a program? Because how much you knew about them?
Really not too much research. I mean, the history of Florida State speaks for itself. You got Bob, then you got Deion Sanders, of course. Everybody loves Deion. So when I came here, it was just, I didn't know really too much. It was just on my visit. It just felt the most like home for me. And that was my biggest thing. It's just the relationship with the coaches and the relationship with the players.
All right, next will be Jerry Cooks here in the front row.
Welcome. At UTEP, did you select a major? Did you find anything in academic?
So at UTEP, my major was multidisciplinary studies. But here, I believe it's like the same thing. It's kind of like social science. It's like a liberal arts degree, very broad. Like, you can do anything with it pretty much.
All right, we're gonna try the Zoom. We're gonna go to Matt Marshall from the Orlando Sentinel.
Morning, Jeremiah. I wanted to ask, during the transfer process, what was it that Florida State did, or who was it you spoke with directly that maybe kind of influenced a little bit of your decision to come to Florida State?
Coach Atkins and Coach Norvell. When they came to my house, that's what influenced me the most. And on my visit, it made me feel like I was the priority here. It didn't make me feel like I was just going to be a number on like it wasn't just going to be a guy in a jersey to where I'm just here to play ball for them. It was like, no, they want me to develop as a man. That's what made me want to choose Florida State.
All right, next we'll stay on the Zoom for Matt Baker from Tampa Bay Times.
Hey, Jeremiah. Florida State's got the #1 transfer class in the country, and obviously you're a part of that. What makes Florida State, in your mind, such an attractive destination for guys like yourself looking for a new start?
The coaches, the coaching staff. I believe it's very family oriented here, and that's what I cherish the most, is just that bond and that chemistry when it comes to a team. Because without that, you're not going to win, in my eyes.
All right, next would be Carter Carls from the Tallahassee Democrat, second row on the left.
Hey, Jeremiah. So what were your impressions of just what this team did last season, and what the direction of the program, and how much did that kind of factor into your decision?
The thing that this team, they went 10-3 last year, and if you look at the games, the 3 games they lost because of themselves. Like, it wasn't because anything that the other team did that was spectacular and nothing like that. It was just key mistakes, key issues that happened. But that's that's just football in general. And then just being part of that, and then knowing that the guys that you got coming back, it's like, why would you not want to come and be a part of it if they want you?
All right, we'll go back to Chris. Good. All right, we'll go to Zach.
Thank you. Hey Jeremiah, I guess you took official visits to other top programs during your transfer portal recruitment. What made the Florida State one stick out?
For me, I did take other visits. Took Florida State, Maryland, Ohio State, and Oregon. The thing that stood out to me was just that bond that I created with Coach Atkins during the whole process. Like, it was the bond. It was the best. How can I put this? It was the best decision for me. As like, it might not have been the decision I wanted to make or like where I wanted to go. Well, it was where I wanted to go, but like the decision, it was almost like where I wanted to go and where I needed to be, is as a player and as a person, if that makes sense.
All right, Chris?
How much did you want the challenge of stepping up, playing ACC level competition, some SEC teams on the schedule next year, and just doing that as you work towards your future goal of the next level?
That's all you need. Like, my biggest thing was I was at UTEP, love UTEP to death, but the competition level was different. Like, I knew that I wanted to play big time football, and that was my biggest thing, is just being able to get the opportunity to play that and show what I can do on a higher level so that I can get to the next level.
All right, we'll go to the Zoom next. Aslan Hajavandi from Warchant.
Jeremiah, how much of, you mentioned you wanted to play at a higher level of football, how much confidence do you have in the staff, seeing that guys like Dylan Gibbons, Demetri Emanuel, I guess to a certain degree came from a lower level of football, and they were able to get developed and have a really kind of strong show up here and go pro?
I got a huge confidence in the staff. During the whole process, it wasn't on, when we talked, it wasn't about just the football aspect of it. It was about, like I said, it was about me becoming a man, and on that next level, they only travel 8 to 7. So if you want to get there, you gotta be mature enough to play there, and also be just a dog at the end of the day. And I just feel like they'll just bring the dog more out of me.
We'll come back to Jerry on the front row to your right.
On offensive line development, what's next for you? What is the one thing you hope Coach Atkins can help you with, and what are you strong at?
Me personally, I just feel like when it came to this, it was my strength. I just got to get stronger. When it comes to development, I feel like my athleticism has been shown already, but now it's just showing the power, more grit, more strength. I feel like with Coach Atkins, when he watched my film, he told me, he said that he's seen it, he sees it there, he's just like, you just don't do it consistently enough. So it's just all about consistency for me.
We'll go back to Ira in the second row.
I think you, Casey, and Keandre all came on visits the same weekend. What was that like, and did you guys talk about coming here together, or how did that process go?
We didn't come on the visits at the same
Oh,
weekend.
you weren't?
No.
Okay.
I came
Did you
the
talk to
weekend
them
before.
first?
But yeah, but when we got here, we all talked and everything, and then it was just, like we all said, we all here to come compete. Like, regardless of, the best man gonna play. We already know that, but at the end of the day, we all brothers, and we just trying to make sure that we all win.
All right, we're gonna go back to the Zoom. We'll go to Matt Marshall from the Orlando Sentinel.
Jeremiah, you talked about a little bit about the transfer process. You know, a lot of guys that jumped in the portal there when the window opened up. What was it like overall for you going through the transfer process?
Overall, for me, going through the transfer process, at the initial start of it, it was hard. I didn't think I was gonna get anything at first, and then when you hit the portal and you're just sitting there waiting, and then your first phone call is Mike Norvell, you're like, okay, now it's real. So it was a blessing. It was a blessing, but it was also very hectic. Like, my mom said it all the time. She felt like Sandra Bullock off The Blind Side, like the revolving door at the house and everything. But it was a fun process, but I was ready for it to be over with. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, we'll stay here and go back to Aslan from Warchant.
Jeremiah, can you talk about the difference, I guess, in emotion and feeling, scratching and clawing to get your offer at UTEP coming out of high school, and then you kind of just sit back and put your name on the internet in a portal and a database, and you start getting phone calls? Just how much, is it a different level of fulfillment when you got that first offer as a high school kid to getting an offer from a place like Florida State?
I would say that I felt like the first offer was bigger to me just because of the story behind it. Like, I didn't have the 5-star, the 4-star, all that coming out of high school, And so me having to grind to get that one offer from UTEP, that I feel like that was the foundation for me. But then when I did it this time, it was just like, okay, now I am getting that notoriety, and it's like, okay, how do you manage this? Because I never had it. But at the end of the day, it was all a process. I was blessed to be in this position, blessed that Florida State was able to put me in a position where I had the opportunity to play at this level. So everything was just a blessing for me, honestly.
All right, we'll go back to Zach on your left.
Well,
Okay.
sweet.
Has Coach Atkins or the coaching staff kind of let you know how they plan to utilize you early on, like what position they want to play you at first along the offensive line?
I believe it was like more of a hybrid, so right guard, right tackle, playing both guard and tackle. Even though I played mostly at right tackle, but they wanted to try me out at guard.
We'll go back to Carter on the second row.
Jeremiah, what's your relationship like with Coach Atkins so far, and just what are your thoughts on his coaching style and how he kind of leads you guys?
Coach Atkins is a realist. That's what my biggest thing was. I wanted somebody who was going to be real, not somebody that's just going to feed you lies or anything like that. Not saying that UTEP did that with me at all, but just that person that's going to challenge you but also love you at the same time. That was my biggest thing.
Anything else for Jeremiah? All right, thank you.